We're back now at 8:10 with a story of survival. A 19-year-old student from the University of Colorado went for a jog near campus earlier this month and accidentally plunged 40 feet off a cliff. We're going to talk to her in a moment. But first, Natalie's back with more of her story. Natalie?
And Matt, somewhere along the path, Brenna Fish slipped, and it wasn't until the next morning that she was found and rushed to the hospital.
Brenna Fish loves the outdoors. She calls it her escape. So early last month, when she set out for a jog, there was no reason for concern.
I was just kind of having that sort of a day where one thing was leading to another, but in a positive way.
With her regular trail closed, Brenna found another option up the road. Along this path, she slipped and fell 40 feet to the base.
My last memory was I was on a rock and just kind of soaking in the sun, and I was really happy.
Injured but hoping to find help, she dragged herself almost 100 feet.
I'm not sure how I actually got to this point, but my shoes were wet, so they think I might have gone through a stream that's up there.
Early the next morning, Eric Simley and Fiona Dunn, out for a hike, found Brenna.
We saw a pair of legs sticking out from behind this rock right here when we were down there.
The two called 911 and an ambulance rushed Brenna to the hospital.
And you can see very clearly here that something, probably a rock in this case, had protruded into the skull itself. And once dirt and soil and contaminants contact the brain or the covering outside the brain, it's a big deal.
Surgeons reconstructed her forehead and part of her left eye socket. With the procedure complete, Brenna began her road to recovery.
You're doing so well, Brenna.
Doctors say she's already made remarkable progress and believe she'll achieve a full recovery.
To be honest, I still feel just peaceful out here. I'm going to keep going outdoors as long as I can.
In the hospital, when Brenna first realized what had happened, she apologized to her family for making everyone worry. Matt?
All right, Natalie, thanks very much. Brenna Fish is here with us now, along with her mom, Diana. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good now.
You look amazing. You look none the worse for wear and tear.
Yeah, I mean, makeup did a lot of job. They covered up my whole scar, and they're like, let's cover up this.
Well, I mean, but this is, first of all, I think it's amazing. Isn't it always incredible that God never lets you remember the actual fall?
Yeah.
Because I think that would be too painful, probably.
I really want to remember. I mean,
Why?
I think the doctors were saying that it'll come back to me in dreams when I'm ready to handle it. But I just kind of want to know what the heck I was doing that kind of got me into trouble. But, yeah.
You really did take a fall. I mean, they had to rebuild your eye socket.
Yeah, all restructured and, like, I don't know.
That x-ray of your skull was extraordinary, the damage that was actually done by a rock or something.
Yeah, and, I mean, I still have, like, a brain injury, so I'm still recovering from that, but...
And Mom, you're in Switzerland when you get the call. I mean, how does a mom handle that? You're so far away, and they say, and I think you ended up on the phone talking to a brain surgeon as they're taking her into surgery.
Right, and I had no idea I was going to talk to somebody. I mean, I was actually thinking I would be talking to somebody about a broken leg, and they tell me, oh, just a minute, and then they patch me through to a brain surgeon, and can I have permission to open her head from this side to that side? They're going to do a cranioplasty. I was terrified, and you know, you're a parent, you can understand what it feels like to have your child that far away, and just to feel out of control.
You didn't even know what happened.
I didn't know what happened.
When you finally got to her side?
Oh, it was a relief. It was such a relief just to be with her. Also, she recognized me. She knew who I was, and she was like, "Mommy, what are you here for?"
You had a chance recently, I think, to meet Eric and Fiona. They're the hikers who actually found you and helped save you. What was that meeting like?
I really wanted to meet them. I didn't know I would get a chance to, but it was something I really wanted to do because, for one, I wanted to thank them, but I also wanted to know more about, like, what sort of state I was in when they found me. And they said I was, like, talking to them and even making jokes, and that I just
It's extraordinary you were even conscious.
I know, and they asked, I was wondering if I had been calling out or something, and they said one thing I said was no one could hear me. So.
Well, despite the injury, in the midst of recovery, I like the fact that when you were being videotaped walking in that rehab session and your dad said, "You're doing great, Brenna." You, "Dad, don't bother me now." Well, are you going to
Yeah, and every single day he'd take a picture of me, and I did not.
You know, one day you'll look back at those pictures and be happy you had them to see how far
I am so
you've come.
happy. I mean, and he was even videotaping some of my early hospital.
Well, we can wish you a continued speedy recovery, Brenna.
Okay,
Thank you for
very
joining us.
much.
We appreciate it. Diana, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Keep an eye on her.
I will.